And welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining the 2023 Start Peninsula information session. This is our 11th year of doing Start Peninsula. So it's great to see the momentum and the success that we have had throughout the journey. We'll get into some of those successes here momentarily, but I am Tim Ryan. I've been part of the program from the very beginning. 11 years ago when we first started planning this. It's great to see how this program has evolved and how it continues to improve. So if anyone has any questions along the way, feel free to jump in and ask, but there will also be room at the end of this time period so that you can ask questions then as well. But this is meant to be interactive. I will share my screen and go over a quick slide deck with you all. So this, first and foremost, this is Start Peninsula is designed to validate your business idea. So a lot of people have questions. It's like, do I have to have revenue? Do I have to have customers? Do I need to be a tech company? All great questions, but no, you don't. And a lot of companies, they do not have any revenue and they don't have any customers. So it is really a platform to validate your business idea. So before anybody quits their job, before anybody takes out a mortgage on their home, before people max out credit cards, it's like, hey, let's find out right now if this is something that we're solving a problem that people see that needs to be solved, and they're willing to do that. So this is that platform to validate what you're doing, and we do that through this program. So jumping in. What is Start Peninsula? I just talked about that in terms of validating your business idea. So you don't have to have customers. You don't have to have revenue that has been generated. This is just this will help guide you through that process so that we can gear you towards generating revenue, getting customers, all of the things that you are going to need to be successful. So who can participate? Anybody with a business idea or an early stage business. All companies, they do need to be located within Hampton Roads or within the 757 region. So the name it can be somewhat confusing in the sense of Start Peninsula. Do I have to be a Peninsula business? That is not the case. The funding comes from all of the Peninsula localities. So this is a shout out to them for doing this. So Hampton, Newport News, James City County, York County, City of Williamsburg, Poquoson, they are the ones that put forth the funding to make this program possible. So that is why it was called Start Peninsula, why it continues to be called Start Peninsula. And back in the day, there was an event called Start Norfolk. They were first. So we didn't want to step on anyone's toes, and then we just stuck with the branding. In terms of, we do not want companies that have been through an accelerator before or that has raised capital before, primarily because we want to make sure that the competition is fair. So the whole idea is when you go through something like Start Peninsula, that is going to prepare you for the next step to go into an accelerator, to go to an ICAP program, and position you in a way so that you can raise money. So if you've raised money and then take a step backwards and do something like Start Peninsula, it kind of defeats the purpose because you've already validated that business. You wouldn't have been accepted into an accelerator had you not validate your business idea. We are, as we talk about the process, we're looking for scalable businesses in terms of, do you have the ability to increase the amount of revenue that you generate or the number of employees that your business is or your venture is going to be able to have in the future. So what I mean by that is we're not necessarily looking for I want to be an individual home stager person or an individual insurance agent. That we want someone that is going to be able to grow something into multiple locations with multiple employees that has a fairly infinite amount of revenue that can be generated. So that's what we mean by that and what we're looking for. The other thing we want to make sure is that through the application process is it needs to pass like the pilot media headline test. We've had some interesting companies that have pitched before, and it caught everyone by surprise. So since the localities are the ones that are putting up the money for the seed funding that you win, we want to make sure that that nothing comes back and says that Greater Williamsburg just funded some crazy questionable thing. So we just want to make sure that it passes that test.
Tim, quick question, if you got a minute.
Yeah.
Going back to the previous slide. So when you talk about the business being located in the Hampton Road 757 region, I'm presuming that includes Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and all those.
Yep.
Next thing is no prior accelerated companies. So what about companies that have or ventures that have sort of try to seek grants from certain sponsors, but never been a part of an accelerated, their business idea or model has never been validated?
Yeah, then you're fine. You're good to go.
So grants are okay, just not
Yeah.
being part of an accelerator program or
Yeah.
any equity capital from an outside party.
Correct.
Okay.
And even if you had raised, if companies had raised like a small sum of money from friends and family kind of thing, that's okay as well. We just don't want someone that is a ringer to come in that has raised a ton of money that they know their pitch inside now. They know all the elements. We just want to keep the playing field as level as possible.
Sure, fair enough. Thank you.
Yep. In terms of success stories, we've done, it's great and it's fun to watch. So we've had a company on Shark Tank that got a deal with Mark Cuban. Safety Nailer is the name of that company. We've had 11 companies go on to become accelerator graduates. So if you've heard of Busky Cider, if you see that tap handle at some of the local establishments, they were the first. They pitched in year one. They're the second largest hard apple cidery in Virginia, only second to Bold Rock. And that's a perfect example. Like Will did not have any idea about how to become, what it took to do hard apple cider. He just had the idea. He pitched it and he won. We've had a White House appearance for Entrepreneurship Week, and I just had to update this slide yesterday because Answers Now just announced that they raised $11 million in their Series A. So we have surpassed $34 million in capital has been raised. So this is Start Peninsula is like the start of the entrepreneurial roadmap. We are very, very intentional in terms of how we do this, so that it is geared so that after you've gone through Start Peninsula, that you can keep on moving forward with your journey and go into the accelerators and keep moving forward from that sense. And we'll touch on that here in a little bit. But the process, some of you recognize some of the names that are in attendance today, but you have to apply to pitch. We've talked about why you need to do that, just so that we can know who to contact, make sure that everything is above board. We approve those as quickly as possible, generally within 24 hours, if not within an hour or two. Those are turned back around. And then once your application is approved, there is a link to purchase, quote unquote, your pitch ticket. And what we're doing there is it's a $50 pitch ticket to secure your spot. We have 4 micro pitch events. They all sell out. And we want to make sure that it's your deposit to make sure that you show up. So because the demand is so high to attend, The micro pitch events, we just have to limit the no-shows. So if it was free, people would not attend. And so what the deal is that now you secure your pitch ticket, you attend Pitch Perfect, you attend the micro pitch, and then we're going to reimburse you the cost of your pitch ticket. That and that has worked well for us so far, and we're going to continue doing that because making money is not like, this is not so, we're not trying to make money, especially from aspiring entrepreneurs. We just it truly is to make sure that we can maximize the number of people that can participate. So you secure your pitch ticket, and then again, you'll attend Pitch Perfect. The whole idea is that's to help you. So myself and Gary Plague, we will do Pitch Perfect, teaching you the elements of the pitch. I look at take things from the business side. I've been in the startup space for a long time. I've transitioned into angel investing. I've invested in 30 companies or so over the course of the last 3 years. So I understand the business side. Gary understands the performance side. We marry those two together, and we've done some really, really cool things from the pitch standpoint. So we'll teach you everything that you need to know in terms of how to pitch. You attend the micro pitch competition, and then next on the docket would be the final pitch event that takes place in November.
Do you limit the participation in micro pitches to one per business, or do you allow businesses to participate in more than one micro pitch?
Yeah, so that's a great great question. And the thing that's really jumping ahead a little bit of myself here, like my strategy is like, since we have events, we have 4 micro pitch events. The top 3 from each of those events then form the top 12 that compete in November. I always recommend folks register early, because if you have an off night in March and you totally just blew it, you can come back and you can pitch again in April. Some people like the whole idea of pitching that makes them really, really nervous. And they're like, okay, I'm going to wait. We're not going to do this until the October event. And then that almost puts too much pressure on them from that standpoint, because then if you have an off night, well, now you have to wait until next year. So yeah, you can participate in multiple micro pitch events. And if people weren't successful last year and they want to come back again this year, then they can do that as well. Because the whole idea is to educate and teach people and give them the tools and resources they need to have that successful foundation when they're growing their business. In terms of Pitch Perfect, so if you've never pitched before, again, we're going to teach you everything that you need to know. They're the 4 Pitch Perfect dates that we have. The 5th one is the closed one in October on October 25th. That is just for the 12 finalists, because the rubric is a little bit different for the final event than it is for the micro pitch events. But it's a low threat environment. Everyone is welcome. We all learn from one another. So highly encourage you, especially if the $50 is a barrier that you're trying to overcome. This is how you can, part of the process to get that $50 reimbursed. But history has shown that 7 out of 10 people that participate in Pitch Perfect, they go on to the finals, and 2 out of 3 winners also attend Pitch Perfect. Gary and I, we tend to overcommit ourselves, because if like people want to send videos of them pitching or transcripts or whatever the case is, I mean, we will take the time to look at those and provide feedback, because we want to see you all succeed. In terms of the rules of the micro pitch, so again, you do have to apply. You have your $50 deposit. Each micro pitch is limited to 10 pitchers. Slides props, demos, they're all allowed. It is a 3-minute pitch, and you can use that 3 minutes how you wish. We'll discuss some of those strategies in Pitch Perfect. It's just one of those like Murphy's Law. Like if you want to do some sort of demo and you like, if it can go wrong, it's going to go wrong. So we really, you can choose to use that 3 minutes how you wish, but that's limit ways that things can fail. But there will be 3 judges, and we'll get into the judges here in the next slide. But it is 3 minutes. It's a 2-minute question and answer period. And the way that the Q&A works is each of the 3 judges, they will ask a question. Then you will address all 3 questions at once. We'll put 2 minutes on the clock there, and then you will answer those 2 minutes. And the reason that we do that is we want to teach you all how to do the Q&A. You really look at this as like a ping pong match, in the sense of question is asked, you answer succinctly, and it's just a back and forth. So this forces you to answer those questions in a very succinct way, and you want to get through all 3 of the questions that are asked. It's an important part of the pitch. We've seen people from the Q&A get into the top 3, and we've also people that were in the top 3 talk themselves out of the top 3 as well. So we are intentional in terms of how that Q&A goes. But that the top 3, they'll advance to November 8th for the final pitch competition. Again, if you attend the Pitch Perfect and the micro pitch, we're going to refund the cost of your pitch ticket. The only thing to add on this is that we'll have 2 alternates that can log in. So if there is a no-show from one of the 10 pitchers, again, we really want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to pitch that wants to pitch. And I think that last I looked, there's 4 slots left for the March micro pitch. So, I mean, it's just, this is not just a marketing thing where I'm telling you all like, get your tickets, because it's going to sell out. It truly will. It will. So don't delay with that. So about the judges, we are really, really intentional in terms of who we select for the judges. We want to make sure that they have the qualities and characteristics to represent the localities, like as their angel investor or VC decision making. So they understand startups, they understand early stage small businesses, what the challenges are, and they want to see you succeed. If anything, it's tough to reel the judges in, because we're on a pretty strict timeline when we do this. Each micro pitch is from 6 to 8, and they really take to heart what it is that you're trying to do. So they want to see you succeed. It may or may not be the same judges for each event. From one micro pitch to the next, you may have the same judge from a micro pitch that will be in the final event. We just don't. It all comes down to availability. But we will make sure that the judges, once they're all confirmed, they will be on the website. I would personally take a look at, and we link them to their LinkedIn profile, so that way you can do a little research, who they are, what their background is, what their experiences are. But we spend a lot of time when we do when we ask for feedback from participants. The winners love the judges. The people that didn't advance, they hate the judges. So we're really, really intentional in terms of who we select, but also we're really intentional in the terms of the next step for you might be 757 Accelerate or another accelerator program. So this way we invite those judges so that you are now on their radar, so that when it comes time to submitting an application, to get into a program, to get into ICAP, to maybe it's even 757 Angels, whatever the case might be, you're now on their radar. So this is a great way for you to have that first connection with the different judges that we have. We have different mentors that are available. So I mentioned Gary, who helps with Pitch Perfect. He really does go above and beyond helping folks. But if you're so like some of the things that you're looking for, if you're struggling, like, gosh, I can't figure out this financial model. Yeah, we have people that can help, especially if you advance from the micro pitch to the final pitch competition. There's going to be some things that are going to be asked of you, or just based on the questions that you receive from the judges. What are your unit economics? What's your cost of goods sold? What are, so it's like some numbers types of questions. Those are some things to write down to like, okay, I need to hone in on this for either the next micro pitch or for the final event in November. The whole idea is we want to make sure that we align you with people that are going to help you. So if there's things that you need, make sure that you let us know so that we can point you in the right direction and get you the resources that you need. But in terms of like the Start Peninsula roadmap, so step one, go to Pitch Perfect. I can't stress that enough. Then you have the micro pitch, and then you have the main event. So those are the three things that you should be focused in on. With there being 4 micro pitch events, again, I touched on the fact that my strategy would be to start early. Because if you participate in March, now when it comes to the final event in November, you have time to work on getting customers, interviewing customers, doing the things that you can really show progress, and show that determination and desire to make this thing really successful. I mean, so it's like, if I was a judge and I heard, hey, and if you talked about the things that you were able to accomplish since the time that you first succeeded in the micro pitch, to me, that says a lot. Whereas people that participate in September, October, they may not have that same amount of time. You can still do that stuff, but everyone has their own philosophy in terms of when they want to participate and how they want to do it. Some people like, I just really want to focus on having a great pitch, so I'm going to wait to participate in the micro pitches until September or October. It's totally up to you and what you want to do. I'm just sharing my my philosophy on how to do things. So and all the micro pitches, everything is on Zoom. That has really worked out well for us, because we don't have to worry about bridge tunnel traffic. We don't have to worry about it's just, life is just so much easier when we do everything on Zoom. In terms of like the final pitch aspect, as I mentioned, the top 3 from the previous micro pitches, that rounds out the top 10. And there's no cost for that either. So you're just automatically, you advance to that. Make sure that you're able to hold your calendar so that you can still participate on November 8th on Zoom. Same deal, slides, props, demos, all that stuff is allowed. There's 5 judges as opposed to 3 judges this time. But it's still going to be the same 3-minute pitch with a 2-minute question and answer period. The top 3 pitchers, they receive $5,000 in seed funding. The others receive $500 in seed funding. So, I mean, to me, again, this is a program to build. This is to help you, to give you the foundation. So it's like not a bad investment of your time. Like, attend Pitch Perfect. I go to the micro pitch, go to the finals, and still walk away with $500. I mean, it's a pretty decent deal.
Quick question about the final pitch. When you say it's a seed investment, is that like a first round capital investment altogether if you are one of the top 3 pitchers, or is it
it's so completely non-dilutive. You just get a check for $5,000. So you're no effect on your cap table whatsoever. We do not take any ownership of the companies. And the one thing that's nice is that because it's November, If founders want to opt to take the check in January as opposed to in December, then you can truly spend that $5,000 on like business stuff. You're not having to recognize $5,000 as revenue for your company and then have to pay tax on it. So we're cognizant of that as well. We really want to set you all up for success as much as we possibly can. But so I touched a little bit on like this is like the roadmap. So Start Peninsula really is the that's the start of your roadmap. And then the whole idea, final pitch has a saying, the final pitch will have some different parameters. We will share with you the rubric for the pitches. So thank you for asking that question. This is really, we don't want there to be any surprises. This is not stump the chump kind of stuff. So we will share the rubric and we go over that in Pitch Perfect as well. But like for the first micro pitch, it's super simple. It is the problem, the solution in your target market, and then your pitch delivery. So it's on those four criteria. And so when arguably 25% of your score is based on your pitch delivery, now you can see why people that go through Pitch Perfect have a higher tendency to make it through, because they understand what is needed. So yeah, so Start Peninsula is that's the first stop, and then it's all designed so that you can take that next stop to the into an accelerator. And then the whole idea of an accelerator is so that you can then make yourself more attractive and accessible for funding. So again, that's why companies have been able to go on to raise $34 million in funding. Instant Teams, they raised 13 million from Tiger Global. So I mean, it's just like we're really, really proud of what we do. And this is, I can't stress enough that this is what you make of it. Some people, they truly are able to leverage everything Start Peninsula has to offer, and those are the ones that raise capital and have really successful businesses. For the people that they had an off night, they didn't necessarily make it through, they get upset, they storm off, and we never hear from them again. It's just like, that's just, that's on you. I mean, it's just like, so you truly do get out of it what you put into it. And between the judges network, my network, everyone, and then all the participants network, I mean, this is like, you are part of the 2023 cohort, and you can really help each other succeed and do some great things. And then you're part of the alumni, and we'll continue to support, promote, and do whatever we can to help you succeed. Some frequently asked questions. Does my business need to be a tech business? No, it does not. That has just been a question. It doesn't need to be. So why do I need to pay for my pitch ticket? Again, that is just to make sure that you secure your spot. And it puts some skin in the game for you to show up. We really are just trying to limit the amount of no-shows, because we want everyone to have an opportunity to pitch. How much does it cost for general admission? That's all free. So we'll make sure that you can share all of that to make sure that you have your supporters, co-founders, whoever that you want to be in the audience. All that stuff is free. And with that, because the program has been around for as long as it has, and we have great search engine optimization as well, we do have the people that are in the audience continues to be more and more impressive. So there's investors that will be in the audience. We've had people from New York City. They're like, hey, I want more information on this company or that company. So like, one, the audience that's in attendance, and then two, the audience from the reach that we have from a YouTube standpoint also serves the companies really, really well. Will I need to purchase a pitch ticket if I want to do the micro pitch a second time? Yeah, it's just the same rules just apply, just to make sure that to limit the no-show aspect. How is the pitching order determined? So there's like the way that the micro pitches work, we will have the first 5 pitchers go, we take a short break, then we have the 6 through 10 go, and then we'll take a short break. It is really fast paced. So when you're talking a 3-minute pitch and then a 2-minute question and answer period, and then we're rolling on to the next one, we keep the judges pretty busy. We also keep it really, really fast paced for the audience as well, because we just want to limit distractions. So the order that is determined, if you're the first person to purchase your pitch ticket, you're the last person to pitch at the micro pitch event. And so there's strategic advantage to that, just in the sense of you're the freshest pitch in mind of the judges as they're hearing hearing the different pitches. So there's somewhat of a reward to go later. So the sooner you secure your spot and get the pitch ticket, the later that you're going to go. But truly, if you have a great company and you have a great pitch, you're going to be remembered. So it all works. I touched on who's going to be in attendance. So there are everything from potential customers to potential investors. Different mentors are going to be. There is a wide swath when it comes to who is in attendance. And that's really part of what makes the magic happen. Will someone steal my idea? So we don't do NDAs. This is a 3-minute pitch. This is the very first pitch that you're going to do. And there shouldn't be anything proprietary that you're trying to give away in your pitch to begin with. This is your baby. This is your idea. You have the passion to do it. I hear multiple ideas every single week. Even if I heard the greatest idea, I don't have the bandwidth, the passion, or the know-how to implement your idea and make it stand out and successful. So that's where we stand in terms of an NDA. Is anyone going to steal your idea kind of standpoint? It's just, you have the passion to do it. And you shouldn't be passing on anything that is proprietary anyway. What do I do if I win? So one of the things that really makes Start Peninsula great is the fact that you pass the first litmus test, if you will, with the micro pitch competition. And now that gives you that's your first sense of, wow, I validated my idea. I need to continue to do this, and I need to prepare myself for November. So that keeps you going, and you're going to be stronger as a result for that. That was the reason that we did this, was because before, this used to just be a weekend type of event that we would have in November. And then what we found was that following Monday, people didn't really know what to do. So this gives you the push to keep moving with your business, so that you can show success, you can find out what you don't know, and you're still part of that program through the entire process, so that you can find out answers, you can get the resources that you need, and keep pushing you towards success. But again, there's not any, we'll share with you the rubric, so that when you do advance, you can keep on preparing yourself for November. I was approved to pitch. Does that guarantee my position to pitch? This happens like every micro pitch. This is going to happen. People are like, well, I was approved to pitch, and now the pitch tickets are sold out. Yep, they are, because we're only going to have 10. So it is truly first come, first serve. I mean, this is like, again, we want to maximize the opportunity for the founders. So it's like airline tickets. Yeah, we're going to overbook. We're going to continue to approve pitch applications until all 10 pitch slots have been filled. So at best, if you reach out, we're like, hey, we'll send an email out to everybody, and it's kind of a time response kind of thing. We are sold out of pitch tickets. First 2 people to respond that want to be an alternate, you can be an alternate. and that rounds everything up for me. We can open everything up to questions. But if you need to contact me, that's my personal email address, tim@startwheel.org, start@startpeninsula.com. You can send it to there as well. But if you're not connected with us, there's the website, and everything is, for the most part, Start Peninsula. We're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff. But happy to open it up to questions if anyone has any.
I had one question.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe a couple, but the first one, how established does the idea have to be? Can it be just an idea and this is along, or does it have a somewhat already formed?
Yeah, so it can be an idea, and that's where, so like the whole foundation of someone's pitch, and when you're pitching or starting a business, everything comes down to what is the problem that you're solving. And so with this first pitch, that's why from a rubric standpoint, it comes down to, this is the problem, here is my proposed solution, and this is the market in which that I am going to market my solution to. So with that, that's why like this works from an idea standpoint, because you're like, hey, this is the problem that I've identified. This is how I want to solve it. So you don't necessarily, and then if you expand that out to, this is my market, these are the people who I think that is going to resonate with this, and this is who I'm going after for this. That's why it all works. And you're going to continue to need that, and you're going to have to continue to have customer discovery. And the more people that you talk to from a customer discovery standpoint, you're going to find out more about the problem, and you're going to find out more about what your solution is going to need or what it should have. So hopefully that answers your question in the sense of, it can be very, very nascent in the sense of this is truly just an idea, but it's just, you're gonna have to do some research. Like using Buskey cider is that he didn't know how to do cider. He just knew that this was a growing trend in the United States. And like, so he knew that, hey, the problem is that there's not any places around here to get hard apple cider. My solution is I want to establish a cidery, and this is the market. This is the demographics of people that enjoy it. And he was able to define those things in a way that he was able to win.
Gotcha. Okay. I have a few others, but I don't want to take up all the time now. So I could wait till the end if anyone had any questions. Thank you for answering.
Yep. Any other questions, or I'll just open up the chat. Ian.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, sure can.
All right, sorry, I'm in the car. If we have already registered for a pitch date for March, I believe it's March 22nd, would you recommend that if we feel like even if we're confident in our presentation abilities, would you recommend that we still register for the one in April, or maybe just wait until after that competition?
So yeah, great question. We won't even open up April's until we're done with the one in March. So once the March event is done, then we would open up the availability to get a ticket, so to speak, for the April event. We just want to make sure that we focus on one event at a time to make sure that we don't have multiple events going with multiple pitch openings.
Mm-hmm. And could I ask one more?
Yep.
For the Pitch Perfect overview thing, I'm already registered for that event. Do we need to come prepared with sort of a rough draft of our pitch deck slides, or is it just a presentation of going over okay, this is how things should look generally speaking?
Yep. So with Pitch Perfect, that's what's great. You certainly can have some stuff prepared. The more prepared you are, the better off you're going to be. But at the same time, even if you don't have anything, what we will do, we go over the rubric and we go over, like, these are some different things that you need to think about with regards to the solution, or regards to your target market. And so what we will do is we will have people, it's like, hey, welcome to Pitch Perfect, grab a piece of paper and a pen and just start writing down. The problem that I'm trying to solve is the way that I'm going to solve this problem is the people that I am going to market my solution to are, and we just go, and so as we break down those different elements, people continue to write down sentences. And then once it's done, then people just literally just read what they have written down as the rough draft of their pitch. And then we go into construction mode, and we can start adding the story element to it, to derive that pitch. But it's great in the sense of, then you can quickly see how fast 3 minutes goes and how tight a pitch needs to be in order to meet everything within that timeline. So either way, you can have some stuff prepared, but you don't necessarily have to.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I did reply back to the chat, but as soon as this is done, we'll get everything. We'll process the video and we'll share that to you all that were in attendance and those that registered, so that they can review it later. And it will also post it to our website.
Sorry, I have one more question.
Yep.
You have multiple ideas that you're kind of juggling around your head in that initial meeting. Would there be coaching or someone kind of directing you toward one that seems more feasible? Or should you come prepared with just one?
So did you say that you had multiple business ideas?
Yeah.
I guess I would say, yeah, we can talk about it at Pitch Perfect if there's time. I would look at whatever one that you are most you're most passionate about. I mean, or whatever is the quickest way to revenue. But it comes down to your why. And we'll talk about that at Pitch Perfect. But definitely not pitching multiple ideas at the event. Then you just come across as being distracted. And so I would look at those things for the initial idea in terms of what it is that you want to pitch.
Okay.
Michelle?
Hi. So if I'm understanding this correctly, there are several micro pitch events, and then there's a final pitch.
Yep.
And we pitch at a micro pitch just one time.
Yep.
And if we quote unquote win or qualify, we go on to the final pitch.
Correct.
And how many finalists from each micro pitch?
3.
Three.
So,
okay.
Yep.
And we do not do multiple micro pitches. We just do one.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh yeah. If you advance, you'll only do one. If you want to, if you did not advance, and if you want to try to take another crack at it, then you can
Go to another micro pitch and then hope. Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? But that is my email. If anyone has any other questions that you have, then feel free to contact me directly.
Thank you.
Yep. And if not,
Thank you very much.
then we're done, and I'll give you back 14 minutes of your day. It looks like a nice day out there.
Yes, it is.
It is. Have a fantastic Friday. Thank you so much. This was great. Cut and dry.
Yeah.
Just what I needed.
Perfect.
Bye-bye.
Well, thanks everyone. I apply, participate, and do great things.
Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Bye.
See everybody.